There's a myth that genius is something you're born with, that the world's greatest minds, Da Vinci, Einstein, Jobs, were somehow different from the rest of us, gifted with something rare and unreachable. But what if I told you that's not true? What if I told you that mastery is not about talent, that greatness is a process, not an accident, that anyone, including you, can follow the same path as history's greatest masters? In Mastery, Robert Greene lays out the blueprint for reaching your highest potential. He strips away the illusion of luck and natural ability, revealing that true mastery is earned, step by step, through years of deep learning, relentless practice, and a willingness to endure failure. This is the journey every great master has taken, whether they knew it or not. It's the road from apprentice to expert, from student to innovator, from unknown to unforgettable. This isn't about shortcuts, there are none. It's about understanding how mastery actually works, so you can walk the path yourself. Chapter 1. The Call to Mastery. It always starts with a spark, a pull, a fascination. You see it in children who spend hours drawing, building, taking things apart just to see how they work. You see it in the teenager who loses themselves in music, or in the adult who finds themselves daydreaming about something they've never pursued. Every great master felt this pull. Da Vinci was obsessed with nature and human anatomy long before he ever picked up a brush. Einstein was drawn to the mysteries of space and time before he ever formulated an equation. Elon Musk, before he was the world's richest man, was a child obsessed with sci-fi, computers, and rockets. But here's the tragedy. Most people ignore this pull. They listen to the voices that tell them to be practical, to get a real job, to follow the safe, predictable path. Mastery demands something different. It demands that you listen to your inner voice, that you follow your deepest curiosity, even when it doesn't make sense to anyone else. This isn't about chasing passion blindly. It's about recognizing what truly excites you and making the commitment to explore it, nurture it, and turn it into something extraordinary. Because the truth is, if you're not walking your own path, you'll never reach mastery. Chapter 2. The apprenticeship phase. Before you can create, before you can innovate, you must first submit to learning. Every master was first an apprentice. Picture a young Leonardo da Vinci standing in his mentor Verrocchio's studio, grinding pigments, cleaning brushes, and studying anatomy. He wasn't painting masterpieces, he was watching, absorbing, practicing. Mozart wasn't a child genius, composing symphonies out of nowhere. He was trained, disciplined, guided by his father through years of hard, deliberate practice. The mistake most people make, they want success too fast. They skip the learning phase. They want to be the best before they've put in the work. But there is no mastery without apprenticeship. You must humble yourself to the process, seek out the best teachers, and dedicate yourself to learning before you ever try to lead. For some, this means working under a great mentor. For others, it means self-directed learning, endless practice, studying the greats, analyzing patterns, obsessing over the details no one else notices. Mastery does not come to those who rush, it comes to those who respect the process. Chapter 3. Learning without ego. The greatest enemy of learning is thinking you already know. Ego kills growth. It blinds you to your weaknesses, makes you defensive, keeps you from asking the right questions. There's a reason the best learners listen more than they talk. They know that knowledge isn't something you show off, it's something you absorb quietly through deep observation. When Warren Buffett was young, he didn't try to prove he was the smartest guy in the room. He sat in on meetings, listened to every word his mentor, Benjamin Graham, said, and wrote everything down. When Michael Jordan first entered the NBA, he wasn't satisfied just being great. He watched tapes of the best players, studied their moves, copied their footwork, refining his game to perfection. This is how mastery is built, by watching, analyzing, breaking things down piece by piece. You must put aside your need to prove yourself. Your only job is to learn. Chapter 4. The 10,000 hour rule. Mastering deep practice. You've probably heard the phrase, it takes 1,0,0,0,0 hours to master something. But what people forget is that it's not just about time, it's about how you spend those hours. Mozart didn't just play music for 1,0,0,0,0 hours. He spent those hours pushing his limits, stretching his abilities, refining the smallest details. Kobe Bryant didn't just shoot thousands of baskets. He studied the angles, practiced the same move 100 times in a row, woke up before dawn to train while his competitors were still asleep. This is called deliberate practice. It's not just repetition, it's pushing past your comfort zone, improving at the edges of your ability, making small corrections every single time. Most people practice until they get it right. Masters practice until they can't get it wrong. Chapter 5. The Role of Mentors. No one reaches mastery alone. Every master has learned from those who came before. Alexander the Great had Aristotle, Da Vinci had Verrocchio, Steve Jobs had mentors like Edwin Land, the inventor of Polaroid. A great mentor can shorten your learning curve by years, showing you what to focus on, what to ignore, how to refine your craft. But if you can't find a direct mentor, no excuses, you can still learn from the greats. Read their biographies, study their work, analyze their failures and successes. Mentorship is all around you if you know where to look. Chapter 6. The Breakthrough, when mastery becomes art. At a certain point, after years of learning, after thousands of hours of practice, something shifts. The skills that once felt impossible become effortless. The rules you once followed become second nature. This is when true creativity emerges, when you stop just repeating what others have done and start creating something entirely new. This is when Einstein formulates his theory of relativity, when Picasso breaks away from realism to invent cubism, when Elon Musk rewrites the rules of multiple industries at once. This is mastery. This is when you no longer need a teacher, because now you are the teacher. Chapter 7. Resilience. Pushing through failure. But mastery isn't just about skill, it's about resilience. Every great master has faced failure, rejection, setbacks. But the difference is, they kept going. Michael Jordan was cut from his high school basketball team. Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. J.K. Rowling was rejected 12 times before Harry Potter became the best-selling book series in history. Failure is not the opposite of success, it is the path to mastery. The question is, will you keep going or will you let failure stop you? Conclusion. Mastery is not a destination, it is a lifelong commitment. To walk the path, you must find your true calling, follow what excites you, embrace the apprenticeship phase, humble yourself and learn, stay curious, disciplined and willing to fail. Practice with intensity, focus and precision. Seek out mentors, teachers and lessons from the greats. Mastery is not for the impatient, it is for those who are willing to commit to deep learning, discipline and a lifetime of growth. The choice is yours. Will you follow the path?